Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of rewriting polynomials. This is standard A.10D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 39 off the 2020 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have an expression here, and we need to find one that is equivalent. All right, so we are going to try to factor something out. So in this, it's a trinomial because we've got three terms, right? And so what do we have here? Okay, we've got, I'm going to write it like this just so we can kind of visually line things up. 24GH. Okay, so that's that first term. I'm going to spread them out. You'll see why in just a moment. Right, I've got a minus 12, then I've got a g squared, and then I've got an 18, which is positive g. Okay, so what do we have in common? Well, I put all of my coefficients in that first column. I put anything related to g, either g or g squared, in that middle column, and then I put my h over in that final column. So I don't have anything in common with that h. There needs to be an h in all three of these rows if I wanted to factor something out. So we're not going to mess with the h. Okay, the h is just going to stay right where it is. But let's take a look at our coefficients here. I've got 24, I've got a negative 12, and I've got a 16. My thinking is, what is my largest factor that I can pull out of each of them? Well, I mean, I could divide by 2, but I'm thinking I can get something bigger. I can get a 6. So that 24 would be 6 times 4. Okay. This negative 12 would be 6 times, and to keep it negative, I go ahead and make that a negative 2. And then that 18, I could make it 6 times 3. So I'm just visually looking at these three coefficients, trying to find what is the biggest factor I can divide into all of them, and 6 is it. So I do have one common factor right now. That's 6. I can pull that 6 out of everything. Okay? So if I wanted to, I could just pull that 6 out, and I could leave the rest. Right? I can replace that. I can say 4GH. Then I could do minus 2g squared, and then I could do plus 3g. All I did was I just pulled a 6 out, and if you multiplied 6 times all three of those terms, you would get back to your original. But it's not the best way to do it, because take a look at this second. I've already finished this first one right here. What about that one? I've got a g squared, and a g. Now, can I pull something out of that? Well, sure. That g squared, right, another way to view that is just a g times a g. So I can at least pull a g out of everything. Okay? So if I were to pull a g out of this first term, 24gh, that would just leave nothing. Okay? It would just leave that h and then that 4. If I pulled a g out of the second term, it would still leave one g. Okay? So it would be a minus 2g. Then if I pull that g out of that third term, be nothing left. It would just be that 3. Okay? So let me pull the g. I'm going to cross off that squared right there. Out of all of these, put it right there. And let's rewrite it. 6g. It's going to leave me with 4h minus 2g. I still have a g here because that was a g squared plus 3. Okay? So that does look like we've got an answer there at C. How do we double check this? Well, you distribute this out. So 6g times 4h is going to be 24gh minus 6g, 2g, that's going to be 12g squared. And that's going to be a plus 18g, which gets us back to our original term, right? This needs to match the original if we distribute it out. So that is going to be our answer, C.